Okay, well, let's take some time now to settle the body. So sitting in a comfortable position, ensuring that the spine is straight and the head and neck are aligned with the spine. The hands are on your knees in a mudra of your choice, and the shoulders are back and down but relaxed. And the eyes and the mouth are lightly closed. And feel the body's contact against the floor, ensuring that you have a steady but comfortable base. And take a long, deep inhalation right into the abdomen and into the chest. And as you exhale, release all the events of the day. And take another long, deep inhalation in the same way. But this time, when you exhale, release all of the interactions that you've had today in whatever form they may have taken. Just let them all go. And once again, another long, deep inhalation. And this time, on the exhalation, release any thoughts or feelings of obligation of anything you need to do outside of this class, and just give yourself the gift of being right here, right now. There's nothing else you need to do right at this very moment. And returning now to the natural breath. And in a moment, we'll move the awareness through the body. And as we do that, please check in with each body part and observe any irritation or pain or soreness, just so that when we do the practices, you listen to your body. And if something doesn't work for you, please do something else, or even visualize the practice. So gently moving the awareness now into the soles of the feet, and observe how the soles of the feet are feeling. Gently raise the awareness up into the ankles, into the shins and the calves. And checking in at the knees and into the thighs and buttocks. And feeling the hands against the knees, moving the awareness up into the wrists and the forearms, spending some time in the elbows, and then in the upper arms. And moving now into the torso, so into the abdomen and up into the chest, and then also around to the back, feeling the lower back and the spine as you move the awareness up through into the upper back and into the shoulders. And then into the neck, into the face, releasing any tension in the face, and around to the back of the head and the crown of the head, before resting the awareness at the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame. And together now we'll chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti and the Shanti mantra to pay respect to our traditions, our practices, and to each other. Breathing in first for Om chanting. Om. 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 Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahe, Tejasvinadvadhitamastu, Ma Vedvishavahe. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Hari Tatsam. And we'll now move into the base position with the legs out in front of the body and the hands behind the buttocks with the fingers pointing away. And just take a few moments. I might just move the camera. Take a few moments to just observe the position and checking in with your posture as well, making sure the spine is straight. We'll begin with ankle bending. So inhale, and as you exhale, bring the feet from the ankle joint towards the floor, feeling that stretch in the tops of the ankles, like in the front of the feet there. And then inhale, bringing the feet back towards the body, just moving the feet from the ankle joint. Exhale, bringing the feet towards the floor. Inhale, bringing the feet back towards the body. Complete 7 rounds. You may like to close your eyes as you do this if you want to really withdraw the senses and place the awareness in the ankle joint, just observing what's happening as you complete the practice and trying to coordinate the breath with the movement. You've finished your 7th round. Just release the practice. In our next practice, we're going to do 2 practices, one after the other, on the right leg first, and then we'll do the left. So to begin, bring the right foot in front of the buttock and clasp the hands underneath the arch of the foot. Again, checking in with your posture. Inhale, and then bring the bottom half of the foot up towards the chest without pressing down on the knee. Exhale, bring the foot back to the floor again. So complete 7 rounds of this practice. And then, of course, in your own time, when you finish your 7th round, bring the foot flat to the floor again in front of the buttock, checking in with your posture again. And then bring the knee towards the floor, bringing the sole of the right foot up into, you could either put it on the inside of the left thigh or even on top, whatever's better for you. And the next practice we'll do is a hip rotation. So placing the right hand on the knee and the left hand around the ankle of the right foot. What we're going to do is move the leg, guiding it around in first a clockwise rotation and then anti-clockwise. So we'll do 7 rounds clockwise, then 7 rounds anti-clockwise. And just working within your range of movement, it can be quite a strange sensation if you're not used to the practice. But bringing the knee up, you can bring the foot off the thigh. That helps with your range of movement. Really trying to open up the hip. Placing the awareness again in the hip joint. And then when you finish, again, in your own time, when you finish 7 rounds in each direction, bring the knee up towards the chest, so just to protect the knee, and then slide it out along the floor and come back to the base position for a few moments and just observe the difference between the right and the left leg in these two practices. And then we'll begin the practices on the left side. So again, bringing the left foot in front of the buttock, clasping the hands underneath the left foot, ensuring the spine is straight. Inhale, bringing the left leg up. Exhale, down. So 7 rounds in total. For your 7th round, once you reach that point, bringing the foot back to the floor in front of the left buttock, and then bringing the left knee out and bringing the sole of the left foot either inside the right thigh or on top of the right thigh, and again moving into that hip rotation. So left hand on the knee, right hand on the foot, and then guiding the knee around 7 rounds in one direction and then 7 in the other. the 7th round, bringing the knee up towards the chest, sliding the leg along the floor, and again back to base position, taking your own time. And then just observing the movement of energy in the knees and also in the hips and in the ankles from these practices. We'll do one final asana for the lower body, and we'll do Tatali asana. So bringing both feet in front of the buttocks and then bringing the soles of the feet together, clasping the hands around the feet and allowing the knees to fall towards the floor. Inhale, bringing the knees towards the arms. Exhale, allowing the knees to fall towards the floor again. Complete 10 rounds. Again, trying to coordinate the breath with the movement, aiming for that body, breath, mind connection. As you reach your 10th round, again being very gentle with the knees, bringing them together and sliding the legs along the floor again. And again, just observing the effects of the practice. We'll now focus on the upper body. So please sit in a way that's comfortable for you. This might be fine for you, or you might want to sit cross-legged or even in Vajrasan, whatever works for you. But we'll begin with wrist bending. So bringing the arms up at shoulder height and then pointing the fingers towards the ceiling, pressing through the palms, inhaling as you do this, and then when you exhale, point the fingers towards the floor, stretching through the wrists, feeling that stretch up the forearms. Complete 7 rounds of this practice, pushing against the wall and then pointing towards the floor. When you've completed your rounds, just rest the arms for a few moments. And now bring the palms together in front of the body, with the heart space. Inhale, bringing the palms up above the head, stretching up through the torso and looking up slightly. Exhale, bringing the palms back together. Complete another 4 rounds. Stretching up above the head, looking up slightly. fifth round, bringing the palms back together in front of the body. This time, point the arms out, so with the fingers still pointed out, with the palms together. Inhale, and as you exhale, open up, stretching out through the fingers. And it's also good to tilt the head back slightly for this practice as well. But inhale, bringing the palms together. Exhale, stretching out. Complete 5 rounds of this practice in total. And after your 5th round, bring the palms back and just rest the hands on the knees for a few moments, observing the effects and the changes in the body from the practice. We'll now do 2 further arm practices or asanas that we'll do one and then move straight into the second one. So the first one will be elbow bending. So with the palms up, stretching out through the forearms. Inhale, bringing the fingertips to the shoulders, making sure the elbows are up. Exhale, opening the palms, stretching out. A complete 5 rounds in total. And then once we reach the 5th round, keep your fingertips on your shoulders. And then bring the elbows together for shoulder rotation. So inhaling, bringing the elbows up, back and down behind the body. Exhaling, bringing the elbows together in front of the body again. Inhaling up, back down. So complete 5 rounds in each direction. Really observing the release of the muscles in the tops of the shoulders. And again, also checking in with your posture, ensuring you're sitting up straight. And trying to coordinate the breath with the movement. After the 5th round, in the opposite direction, just rest the arms again on the knees, the hands on the knees, closing the eyes, and again, observing movement of energy in the tops of the shoulders, and again, checking in with your body and observing the changes since the beginning of the practices. And we'll move now to the neck. We'll do a neck rotation, but before we do, just be very gentle with the neck and make sure the movement is very smooth and that you really feel out, particularly the first few rounds, just to really gauge your range of movement. It should not be painful in any way. To begin again, checking in with the posture, making sure the head and neck are aligned. Inhale, and then when you exhale, bring the chin towards the chest, bringing the right ear towards the the right ear to the right shoulder, bringing the head back behind the body to where is comfortable for you. Left ear to left shoulder, and then chin to chest again. So it's inhaling as you bring the head around to the right and back, and then exhaling as you bring it around to the left and to the front. So complete up to 5 rounds in each direction. Again, just checking in with what works for you and your body, and also observing the release of the muscles on each side of the neck as you complete this practice. Really slowing it down, making the movement smooth. Once you've completed your practices, again, just taking your own time, there's no rush. Just sit with the eyes closed, observing. We'll now complete a spinal twist. So for this practice, there's different variations that you can do. So to begin with the legs out in front of the body, first of all, bring the right foot in front of the right buttock. So you can pop the right foot over out to the outside of the left knee, checking in with your posture. So you can either leave the left foot straight out, or you can tuck it in behind the body. Then with the left arm, in the inside of the elbow, sort of cradle it with the right knee, cradle it around the right knee. And then with your right arm, bring it around behind the buttock with the fingers pointing away, and then gaze over the right shoulder. And allowing the body to ease in. Don't push or strain, but you'll notice if you inhale and then exhale, you'll be able to guide the body gently into the position. Hold for your own duration, and then gently release the practice by turning the body back around to the front. And then we'll complete the practice on the left side. So bringing the legs out in front again. And this time, bringing the left foot to the outside of the right knee. You can leave the right foot straight, or you can bring the foot around behind the buttock. And then with the right arm, the right elbow, cradling it around the knee, the left knee. The left arm goes behind the buttock and gaze over that left shoulder. Feeling that twist. We complete the practice one more time on each side and try and hold the practice a bit longer than the first round. When you've completed the practice, again, just come back to the base position. And now gently move into, we'll do Ujjayi Asana. So coming onto your hands and your knees, ensuring that the hands are directly below the shoulders and the knees are directly below the hips. And in like a box-like formation, the head's in a neutral position. Inhale and bring the head up towards the ceiling and arching the abdomen down towards the floor, stretching out through the arms. Exhale, bring the head in between the arms, arching the spine up towards the ceiling and stretching through the arms again. Complete another 4 rounds, trying to be very smooth with the practice, slowing things down, feeling the stretch in the spine and in the abdomen. Remembering to inhale on the upward movement and exhale on the downward movement. And after your 5th round, come back into Shashankrasana, the child posture, bringing the buttocks back towards the heels, arms either out in front of the body or by the side, the forehead on the floor. If you have low blood pressure, it's a good idea to rest your head on this so that your head is higher than your heart. But if you don't have any of these issues, either arms out in front of the body or the side. And just release into this position, this is a resting posture. And let go. right for you, gently come up into a comfortable sitting position, ready for pranayama practice. In a comfortable sitting position, checking that the shoulders are back and down, but relaxed. The head and neck are aligned with the spine, allowing the chest to be open. And closing the eyes and just observing first the natural breath at the nostrils. Observing how the natural breath fills the abdomen with air and the chest with air. And then on the exhalation, chest subsides and the abdomen subsides. Our pranayama practice for this class will be Ujjayi breath. So for this practice, it's a very gentle breath through the nostrils with a slight contraction at the throat. They say it sounds like a baby snoring, slightly snoring, or even the sound of the ocean, the sound of the waves. And so, with the eyes closed, inhaling through the nostrils and slightly contracting the throat, and following the breath from the throat to the navel, and then on the exhalation from the navel to the throat, just following the breath. The Ujjayi breath can bring almost instant calm. If you're feeling stressed, just taking some time out, closing the eyes and focusing on the breath in this way, like a circuit breaker, calming the entire body. Still the mind in the process. Place the Ujjayi breath and just return to the natural breath. And now we'll move into the practice of Yoga Nidra. So very gently and mindfully lie down in Shavasana, making sure that you have all that you need, whether you need any cushions or blankets or coverings, having everything that you need so that you're comfortable and warm or cool, depending on your climate. Lying down in Shavasana, making sure that the legs are about hip width apart and all tension is released in the legs. The feet are flopping to the sides. The arms are a little bit away from the body with the palms facing the sky. There's balance between the left and the right side of the body, and alignment with the spine and the neck and the head. And just to check, you may like to tuck your chin in just a little. Take a long, deep inhalation. And when you exhale, release your body into the floor. And take another long, deep inhalation. And this time when you exhale, check in with your face and ensure that you've released all expressions, that you're not clenching your jaw or even tightening the muscles behind the eyes. Just release any tension in the face. And feel the body's contact with the floor. Feel the body against the floor. Feel the heels against the floor. And the back of the legs and the buttocks against the floor. Feel the backs of your hands and the arms against the floor. And feel your back and the spine against the floor. Feel the shoulders and the back of the neck and the back of the head. The contact between these body parts and the floor. And observe how all of these different points of contact create one singular point of contact between the body and the floor. Become aware now of sounds. So listen first for sounds way off in the distance. Don't try and name or identify the sounds. Just move your awareness from one sound to the next as you hear it. Now move the awareness to sounds just outside the room where you are. Again, just moving the awareness from sound to sound. Now move the awareness to sounds inside the room where you are. Taking the same approach of moving the awareness from sound to sound. Move the awareness now to sounds inside the body, beginning with the sound and the sensation of the heartbeat. moving the awareness to the sound and the sensation of the natural breath. Release the sound awareness now and call to mind your Sankalpa. Mentally repeat it 3 times now. We'll now rotate the awareness around the body. Listen to my instructions, and when I repeat the name of a body part, place your awareness there, visualize that part, and mentally repeat the name of that part. We'll begin with the right side of the body and the right hand thumb. First finger, second, third, and little finger, palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side of the chest, right waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, heel, ankle, sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. Moving now to the left side of the body with the left hand thumb, first finger, second, third, and little finger, palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side of the chest, left waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, heel, ankle, sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. Moving now to the back of the body, beginning with the heels, the back of the legs, the buttocks, the small of the back, the middle of the back, the shoulder blades, the space between the shoulder blades, the back of the neck, and the entire spinal column, the back of the head, and the crown of the head. Moving now to the face, beginning with the forehead, the temples, eyebrows and the eyebrow center, the ears, the eyes, nose, the cheeks, the lips, the chin, the jaw, the throat, the collarbones, and the pit of the throat, the right side of the chest, the left side of the chest, and the center of the chest, the right side of the abdomen, the left side of the abdomen, and the navel, the right side of the pelvis, the left side of the pelvis, and the groin, the whole right leg, the whole left leg, and both legs together, the whole right arm, the whole left arm, and both arms together, the whole torso, the whole neck, the whole head, the whole front of the body, the whole back of the body, and the whole body. Have a sense now, all at once, the whole body. Release the body rotation now and bring the awareness back to the natural breath. Observe just how subtle the natural breath has now become. And notice the rise and fall of the abdomen in response to the natural breath. We'll now add a count to the natural breath. According to these instructions, we'll count backwards from 14 in the following way. Breathing in 14, breathing out 14, breathing in 13, breathing out 13. Just counting along with the natural breath backwards from 14. And if you reach one, begin again. And if you lose count, begin again. Mind wanders, remember to use the breath just like an anchor. Bring it back to the practice. And now release the count and instead feel the following opposite sensations in the body. The body is feeling colder and colder. The body feels so cold, it feels like it's outside in the snow on a freezing winter's day. The hands feel colder and the feet feel numb and the nose and the face are freezing. The body's feeling colder and colder, like it's outside in the snow on a freezing winter's day. Replace this feeling of coldness instead with a feeling of heat. The body's feeling hotter and hotter. The body feels so hot, it feels like it's inside a sauna and the heat's been turned up. Heat radiates from the abdomen around the body. The hands and the feet feel hot and clammy, and the face feels flushed and sweaty. The body's feeling hotter and hotter, like it's in a sauna and the heat has been turned up. Release this feeling of heat now and replace it instead with a feeling of heaviness. The body's feeling heavier and heavier. The body feels so heavy, it feels like it's pressing against the floor. The body feels like it's made out of lead, and it feels so heavy, it feels like it may even fall through the floor. The body's feeling heavier and heavier, and it's pressing against the floor. Release this feeling of heaviness now. Exchange it instead with a feeling of lightness. The body's feeling lighter and lighter. It feels so light that it feels like it's barely touching the floor. It feels like it may float away like a cloud in the sky at any moment. The body's feeling lighter and lighter. It feels like it's barely touching the floor. And release this feeling of lightness now. Release all of these sensations completely. And instead come to the space of the mind, space behind the closed eyes, the space of Chittakash. And in this space, see, imagine, visualize or create the following objects and images. You are standing in a field, on the edge of the field, on a warm spring day. You feel the warmth of the sun on your face, and you feel the warmth of the earth on your bare feet. And before you is a field of red poppies, gently swaying in the breeze, almost dancing. You carry on your back a backpack, and as you begin to walk through the field, you find a spot, a little clearing amongst the red poppies, and you take your backpack off and you pull out a soft, warm blanket that's your favorite color. And you put the blanket down on the ground and lie on the blanket on your back and gaze up at the sky. And you see fluffy clouds gently floating amongst the blue sky. You see sunbeams pointing down towards you. And in your peripheral vision, you see a frame of red poppies again, gently swaying in the breeze. And you feel completely at peace and you feel blissful just being connected with nature in this way. And take some time to observe this moment. Mix of gorgeous colours of green, red, blue, white and gold, all dancing together. And the sun begins to fade gently, and the air begins to cool. And you know it's time to begin your journey back. So you stand up and fold up your blanket, pop it in your backpack again, put it on your back, and then walk back out through the field, through the dancing poppies, and back into the room, still keeping and possessing the beautiful feelings and emotions that you had in the field. And lying down now back on your mat in the room that you're in, you call to mind your Sankalpa, a positive intention, if you have one. Mentally repeat it 3 times now. And you begin to feel the breath in the body again. You allow the breath to deepen. And as you do, observe the movement the breath makes in the body. Observe how the inhalation moves the back against the floor. And take some time now to check in with your body. The practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to a close. Begin to remember the details of the room that you're in. Remember the color of your mat, the color of your coverings, color of the walls and the floor. Begin to hear the world around you. Begin to hear the sounds of that world. And remember the time of day. Allow the body to gently externalize, first by gently making small movements with the fingers and the toes. And moving and stretching in a way that's right for you. You may like to gently move your head from side to side, or even roll onto your right side for a few moments, taking your own time. There's no rush. Being very gentle to your body as it begins to externalize. And then when it's right for you, with the eyes closed or downcast, very consciously sit up in a comfortable position, trying to maintain the peaceful state that you've created. And as we did at the beginning of the class, we'll gently move the awareness through the body. And this time, observe how you feel now compared to the way we did this at the beginning. So moving the awareness to the soles of the feet, and then gently moving it up through the legs and into the buttocks, and feeling the hands against the knees, moving the awareness up through the arms and up through the torso, up through the abdomen and the chest, and also up through the back and the spine, into the shoulders and the neck and the face. Moving the awareness to the back of the head, and the crown of the head, before gently resting the awareness at the eyebrow center. And visualize now a steady candle flame at the eyebrow center. And together we'll chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti to conclude our practice. Breathing in, Om. 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 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.